Well, you feel being an adult, you definitely feel more pressure from the world because now you're a young black adult. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you're a kid because they don't look at you as like a threat. But once you become an adult, they look at you as like a threat now. You know what I'm saying? So I had that pressure of just being a young black male. And then my mom really wanted me to go to school. She didn't want me to do no college dropout stuff. So, but she was like, "Look, if you go to school, I'll help you with like the music stuff that you want to do." So we made that little deal. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as I graduated college, when I graduated college, I ended up. That's when I first went out to LA, and was staying at like the TDE house, and then like couple years later, started working with Nip, you know what I'm saying? Just started making my way around, all while still doing like all the concerts in Dallas for all the big artists that was coming through Dallas. That's how I gained my name in Dallas, you know what I'm saying? I manifested it because we was at South by Southwest, man, and staying in some ugly hotel, man. Like I've only stayed in like a shitty hotel at South by one time, and it was on accident. We ain't know what we was getting ourselves into. So we was going around, you know what I'm saying? That's actually where I met my PR, Catrice, you know what I'm saying? She stopped me on the street at South by, and she is a big part of my success to this day. And this was like a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? Then I think the next day, they was like, oh, they doing the Sway in the Morning like show at South by, and they was like, if we pull up early, we can get in. So nigga, we woke up at like 6 a.m. tired as hell from the previous day, hungry, you know what I'm saying, exhausted. We get inside, we in the crowd, and then he's like, yeah, we gonna let some of y'all come up here and freestyle. So he started calling up different niggas up there. Like I said, I ain't that great of a freestyler, you know what I'm saying? So I pulled something out my back pocket, and I was like, I'm gonna have to match it up to whatever beat that they got. Then they ended up playing this Outkast beat, and I rock with Andre 3000 real heavy. I forgot to mention that earlier. I rock with Andre and Outkast and all that. So when they played that beat, I was like, oh yeah, this was meant to be. This was like for me. So then I just pulled the rap out. I was rapping real fast, so I don't know if people could understand everything I was saying, but everybody was like, ooh, everybody was like, okay. It was like, damn. I was like, yeah, I did that, you know what I'm saying? So that was something up off the bucket list. I got to be on Sway in the Morning, you know what I'm saying? So that was lit. I done toured with Post Malone. I opened up for Nipsey Hussle out in Cali. I opened up for Lil Uzi, Playboy Cardi, Lil Yachty, Chromat, Cameron. A Boogie with the Hoodie too, yeah. Ace Hood before, MGK, you know what I'm saying? But how I met MGK was my homie was who DJ, shout out to DJ Buck, you know what I'm saying? He was DJing and was about to open up for him, and he called me up like, hey, you want to pull up to the show with me? Like, I'm about to DJ and open for MGK. And then I just rolled with him, and he made sure I got to meet him and all that stuff. So I think he was the first mainstream artist to like show me some love and wish me good luck and all that. I met him a couple times, so he cool people. I had met Walker, and I told him the same thing that I told Nip. I was like, hey, you gonna see me again? Remember my name? I was like, Chromatic. And it was like Squad, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, cool. Then me and my SNH homies, that Swerving Hits, you know what I'm saying? We threw a show, put up our own money, and brought out Waka Flocka to the show, you know what I'm saying? And opened up for Waka Flocka. Boy, that's probably that's in my top 3 most lit shows. I'm telling you, everybody was in that mug, jumping, raging, banging, like all that. And then afterwards, he just came by and like chopped it up with us. Like after we got off stage, kind of like just showing us love, paying some respect. You know what I'm saying? And I told the nigga, I was like, hey, remember I said that you was gonna see me again? And he remembered, and I was like, bro, that's that law of attraction. Then he was like, facts. He was like, law of attraction. He was like, don't you ever forget it. I was like, bet. Ooh, Rolling Loud LA was lit. Shout out to Catrice and the whole squad, you know what I'm saying? Sharice, Corey, Antoine, you know what I'm saying? All of them really helped me with that experience. Sometimes you have to put yourself in position, you know what I'm saying? I won't go into too much detail, but you have to put your own self in position to make certain things happen, you know what I'm saying? Just know that like I manifested that, and I worked on trying to get to Rolling Loud for like months and months and months, and I just knew that if I could make it to Rolling Loud, I knew the whole experience would be like worth it, you know what I'm saying? But I got to meet everybody, you know what I'm saying? But most importantly, like pretty much everybody that's on that lineup, I met like half of that lineup backstage, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking, we got a trailer, you know what I'm saying? I was backstage the whole time. Like I saw a couple artists perform, but I was backstage networking, you know what I'm saying? And but most importantly, that's when I got cool with Cash Page, you know what I'm saying? Turns out she from Pt.2, she from Grand Prairie, so. And that's where I'm from, and we both Dallas artists. So my PR was kind of linking us up. I just started talking to her, you know what I'm saying? And then we had like a lot of things in common. We just cool people, you know what I'm saying? Now that's probably like, that's my homie. That me and her probably, it's even funny to be like, oh, that's my friend that's like in the industry, cause like I really just look at her like my friend, like we call each other cousins and shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's my nigga. So that relationship was probably the most important relationship that I made at Rolling Loud, because she be looking out for me. I'd be trying to help her with whatever she got going, you know what I'm saying? So it's my dog, you know what I'm saying? So, and this is like outside of Cash, cause like that's the homie, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna come when it's time, you know what I'm saying? Right now she got her own shit. She working on her album and all this other shit. Niggas making sure that shit is perfect, and it is perfect. I done heard it. And it'll probably be out by the time that this documentary is out, but just know that shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Listen to that track, Grammy Week. I think that's still the name of it, but that's my shit. But shit. Ye, of course. Travis, you know what I'm saying? Cudi, Kendrick, Lil Baby for sure. Lil Baby go hard. Thug, Gunna, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do songs with like a lot of these artists that are out. R&B singers too, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make music with everybody. I'm trying to extend my legacy onto other people's legacies as much as possible, you know? First and foremost, I've been like focusing on like my health, you know what I'm saying? Physical and mental. You gotta have that shit right before you can do what you're supposed to do out here in the world. But other than that, man, I've been in the studio all the time, 24/7, working on Cortez 2, been working on some more merch. So y'all about to get all that real soon. It be like that, like I'm tired right now. I ain't get no sleep last night. I ain't got no sleep the past 2 nights for real. And still gotta go make some more moves. But you know, like you got your time where you like recharge and you work on yourself. And then you got your time where you just gotta go hard and get this content out. But it's definitely the best album that I've recorded, you know what I'm saying? I probably had the most fun recording this album. I've always had fun recording my music, but I've had the most fun recording this album for sure. I feel like this is finally what I've always wanted to make, you know what I'm saying? Like without allowing other influences to dictate what type of music I'm doing, what I should or shouldn't put out. You know, this is the first time, like when you hear Cortez 2, it's gonna sound exactly how I want it. It will be the first album that sounds exactly how I've always imagined my music sounding. I have a lot of great classic albums, but this is the first one that is like, I felt like my other shit was perfect, but then I'll go back and I'll listen, I could have did without this song, or maybe this throw off the vibe a little bit. This perfect to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm gonna look back at it and have any regrets. You know, doing the type of style that I do and just being myself and not converting to what the industry wants me to be. Like, if I'm gonna color my hair or get face tattoos, I'm gonna do it because that's what I want to do, not because that's what the industry thinks is hot right now. Because so many of these artists, they get on and then they fall right off. So just like Nip taught me, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be your own boss, you know what I'm saying? You want to do this music shit? Well, you gotta make money, you know what I'm saying? You gotta spend money to make money, you know what I'm saying? So I tell everybody to just do it themselves, be your own independent artist, find some sort of revenue to put behind your music, and then figure out different ways to like flip it. All the stuff that these labels do for artists, bro, I do for my own self. Like I know the people directly, you know what I'm saying? How to get on like major blogs, you know what I'm saying? How to get on playlists, you know what I'm saying? How to get on the radio. Like I got connections to all that. And then come out with merch, like brand yourself, you know what I'm saying? Cause you gonna make more money off of the things around music than you will from actually doing music. Music is just to put your brand out there and make people want to invest into other pieces of you, like clothing or food and drinks or whatever, like, you know, put your money up somewhere. And so that's been some challenges I faced, was kind of learning it myself. But every artist that I meet that's coming up, it don't matter who it is, like I give everybody game, you know what I'm saying? I've been in it for a minute, so like I give all my homies game, from my nigga T to Cash. Now granted, she more mainstream than I am right now, you know what I'm saying? But there's still certain shit that I learned, and there's certain shit she know that I don't know. So you just gotta share the wealth, you gotta share this game with everybody, so that don't nobody have to go through what you went through in the same challenges, you know what I'm saying?
I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
At first, you know, you see some of this crazy stuff going on, and you kinda, I don't say you wanna like stay out the way, but you start to think like, what can I really do that's gonna like create change and like create a shift within our history? But after a while, after you just watch it happen over and over and over again, you got to get up and do something. You got to use your platform. So me and my girl, we went out here, and we was protesting. They had us front line, holding up the sign and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I was cool with that. I was very proud, because that's something that my ancestors have done before me, you know what I'm saying? I even registered to vote. I finally voted locally. I used to not think that voting mattered like that, but then I realized like voting locally actually creates more change than like voting for like the president and stuff like that. So I finally voted. I done donated, you know what I'm saying? You just got to do what has to be done. And I feel like that calling, that calling extends deeper beyond music. I'm like, nigga, this may be the greatest thing I'll ever do. Probably, for real. Like, you can do all the great Hollywood shit in the world, but like, when you fighting for your people and your kids and your kids' kids and all that, fighting for the next generation, like, can't nothing top that, man. I believe in manifestation. So, next 5 years, at least 3 million in the bank, millions and billions of people streaming my music, watching my videos, wearing my clothes, you know what I'm saying? Millions of regular people wearing my clothes, millions of celebrities, influencers, athletes wearing my merch. Cause that's really a beautiful thing to see, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of people in the industry that like wear my shit. Some of them may not have even heard a full album yet, but they rocking my clothes, you know what I'm saying? That's support, and that's me being a part of someone else's legacy. They doing photo shoots, video shoots, all that shit with the clothes. Plaques. I guess I'll still care about a Grammy by then. Really, I just want millions and billions of people just playing my music so I can continue to change the world. I want a crib, you know, right now we live downtown, nice as hell, you know, but next 5 years I want to have a crib and millions in the bank. Shit, might have a couple kids or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the freedom to do whatever and continue to travel wherever, you know what I'm saying? So, I know you listening. It's been a pleasure rocking with 4814, you know what I'm saying? Chromatic. Special shout out to everybody involved. I probably already mentioned everybody already, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Digital Safari, shout out to Zach, shout out to Zilla, shout out to T Bless, Goldmine, shout out to KP, aka Cash, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dooney, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ron, you know what I'm saying? The whole squad, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know who y'all are, man. Y'all play a vital role in my success. Catrice too, and Sharice. Everybody I named, man. Thank y'all.